begin with the Kathleen Village with the Board of Health and that's working today. Is that motion and second?
So moved.
Roll call.
Yes.
Councilwoman Becker.
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lynn.
Yes.
Councilman Powell.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Callahan to the Hasbrouck Fire Department.
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
Councilwoman Becker.
I guess we'll be there for another week or so.
Councilman Powell.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
We're going to ask Mr. Callahan to come forward with his wife. We want to take pictures. Commissioner, Chief, if you come up with anybody from your department. John, are you coming? Oh, Liz, good.
I'm looking over now.
John's hiding?
Come on, John, I got my good side, let's go. John's hard to control.
Hold on, one more. Congratulations to the May I have a motion? First, I'm going to ask, we're going to
No, I know.
Mario, Donato, Squeal, Salerno, Peter Russell, Chris Truman, Tina, and Rebecca Oliver. May I have a motion?
Second. Councilman Pizza.
Yes.
Councilwoman Becker.
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lynn.
Yes.
Councilwoman Powell.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
Welcome. I'm happy to see all of those volunteers. Just come down.
See, there's a lot of trucks in and out. Trying to look like a truck.
First is a public notice regarding the zoning board public hearing of 423 Heights LLC, 423 17 South Signage. Number 2, the observer affidavit stating the official advertising registration for mayor celebrations of the city at the circle on 49 following the change of Next is the affidavit stating that the publisher for the record accepts in circulation for the period of October 1, 2012 to September 30, 2013. Fifth is the affidavit stating the publisher for the record is attested into circulation for the period October 1 to September 30, 2013.
They've been there, I know.
It's an invitation to all residents from American Legion Coast Manager Michael Cahill to attend the Veterans Day ceremonies on November 11, 2013 at 11 a.m. at Veterans Memorial Park, Terrace and Passaic Avenues. 7 is an invitation from the Mayor's Celebrations Committee to attend the annual Rackham Parade on Saturday, October 26th at 1 p.m.
And any one of these communications for
Number 7, Your Honor.
Number 7. Rose.
Dear Mayor and Council, we cordially invite you to attend the annual Rackham Parade, which is scheduled for Saturday, October 26th at 1 p.m. The participants will assemble at the police department and travel north on the boulevard to the new store. Refreshments and will take place immediately following the parade.
We have motion to accept the communications as presented.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Petitions, minutes, bills.
Resolved that claims and accounts amounting to $494,956.75 specified in the schedule of page matters. Have been examined and approved by the Finance Commission, executive and Chief Financial Officer certified by funds revenue in the accounts listed for payment of claims. Now therefore be resolved that the claims be paid or checks be issued on the funds and accounts indicated on the attached schedule.
Second, Your Honor.
Roll call.
Councilman Depisa.
Yes.
Councilwoman Butch. Yes. Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lynn.
Yes.
Councilman LaParra.
Yes.
Councilman Sanders.
Yes.
Now we go to reports. Police, Councilman Depisa.
Thank you, Your Honor. Submitted by Chief Michael Collinari. Halloween is approaching, and we again ask all parents to keep their children home on the night of October 30th. That's Wednesday night. There will be, again, a zero tolerance policy on those damaging property. And I just want to ask the chief, is there a curfew, chief, or is there not?
Yes, there is a curfew.
What time would that be?
They all have to be off the street by 9:30.
9:30. Okay, so it's 9:30 on Goosey.
Well, 9 o'clock we start advising them at 9 o'clock to go home. And everybody's still out at 9:30, parents can pick them up at headquarters,
Okay. All ages.
all ages.
Thank you. Sergeant Baker has begun teaching the DARE to the 5th grade students in all our schools. Lieutenant Link, Sergeant Collinari, and Detective Bear have been selected by the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office and Bergen County Sheriff to be members of the Bergen County SWAT team. The Hasbrouck Heights Police Department officers scored among the highest in testing to qualify for this team. I find that really tremendously astounding. We do not have a large police department, and who we're competing with is, towns that are bigger in terms of geography and bigger police departments. And for us to accomplish this is something to really be proud of. The CERT training has begun with the 25 participants with various backgrounds taking their training, and in an effort to save time, I just want to make some comments about the report. The report is always public record for anyone that really wants it, and all the council members receive it, but there are some notable things in here that I think are very important, and one in particular is our moving violations in the borough of Hasbrouck Heights. Our year-to-date moving violations in 2012 were slightly over 1,100. And our year-to-date in 2013 are almost 2,000. 726 increase in terms of the number of moving violations. And I want to make note that the police department is really responsible for the safety of our borough. They are not a money-generating part of our borough. However, I think that these numbers speak for themselves in terms of the department's improvement from one year to another. Improvement and also enthusiasm for what they're doing and the seriousness for which they take moving violations. So that number jumped out to me, and I thought it was noteworthy to mention. That really ends my report. But I just want to make note of this, that's only one small indicator of the way our police department is going. And the way they're going is in the right direction, and that is to continue to protect our town, to keep our town safe, but also, and again, it's not their responsibility, but they are generating revenue for the borough of Hasbrouck Heights, and I think that's noteworthy too. So thank you, Your Honor. Must be all filled out.
You're certified.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is the Hasbrouck Heights Recreation Department report submitted by Robert Brady, Director of Recreation. Recreation Adult Common Volleyball meets every Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. at the high school new gym. Recreation Men's Basketball meets on Monday nights at the high school new gym. Both programs are free of charge for Hasbrouck Heights residents. The annual senior Halloween party is scheduled for Thursday, October 24th from 12 to 3 p.m. in the senior center. The party is sponsored by the Recreation Department. There will be hot and cold buffet as well as music and dessert, and costumes are encouraged. We have a very involved senior schedule. All programs are held at the senior center located at 320 Boulevard. For a free schedule events, call 201-288-4143 and hit the number 3 key, or stop by the center or recreation office and pick up a schedule. New programs that are featured in the center are Zumba Gold, billiards, and our senior fitness group, Silver Sneakers. Special needs recreation basketball is 10 weeks long and is held on Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 7:30. The program is being supervised by Jamie Boyce, and for more information you can email the Recreation Department at hhrec@aol.com. Halloween in the Park was a great event, and the Recreation Department would like to thank the following people and organizations. First, the Mayor and Council for their support in all of the recreation programs. Also, Bill Spindler and the Hasbrouck Heights DPW for their help setting up and driving the tractors that pull the hay wagons. Chief Culinary Traffic Officer Robertson and the rest of the Hasbrouck Heights Police Department for the cooperation in this year's event. Fire Chief Richard Giortana and the Hasbrouck Heights Fire Department, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mark Porto and the Hasbrouck Heights Board of Education, Ronald Kistner and Peter Both of the Bergen County Parks Department for the use of their hay wagons, resident Al D'Angelo of Nightmares Haunted Attractions for his props, knowledge, volunteers, and his time. Chris Zamsky of Funtime Entertainment, Mrs. Louides, and her Key Club student volunteers that help serve refreshments all evening, and also a member of the Recreation Advisory Board that volunteered all night, Councilwoman Sonia Buckman, Tony Danilo, Frank Zeri, Pat Campen, and Tara and Carrie D'Angelo. I would also like to thank Senzari Kramer Construction for supplying the hay bales. Thank you to all of these people for making this year Halloween in the Park the best so far. I hope everyone had a great time, and next year's will be even better. Recreation basketball and recreation wrestling registration is still available for anyone who would like to register a child. You can do so by coming to the recreation office and filling out a registration form. Wrist Elastics registration will be held on Tuesday at 10:29 in the recreation office from 7 to 9 p.m. This program is open to boys in the first grade or 6 years old. If you have any questions about any recreation programs, please call Robert Brady, Director of Recreation, at 201-288-4143, or email him at hhrec@aol.com. You can also follow the Recreation Department on Twitter at HHRecreation and Facebook by liking our Facebook page at Hasbrouck Heights Recreation. Parks report, as reported by William Spindler, DPW Superintendent. The Department of Public Works set up Woodland Park and prepared the pavilion area for Town Day on September 28th. There are many tasks, such as placing out barricades and cones, moving picnic tables from under the pavilion to lawn area, and assisting Robert Brady with any additional requirements. On October 15th, the Recreation Department also hosted Halloween in the Park, and that morning the DPW was asked to fix a tire that was off its rim on one of the hay wagons that was used to transport participants during the event. 2 DPW trucks and employees were used to help with the event. The hay bales were picked and returned to Kramer Construction Company, who loans them to us every year for this occasion. And as a liaison to the library, some information and some stats. The library for the month of September circulated 9,982 items. Our total circulation of materials to date showed a slight decrease, 2% compared to last year, and that was because we were still, last year we were still helping Lodi out. 10,113 people walked through our doors. 60 new library cards were issued, 27 adults, 31 children, and 2 online. Total library cards to date is 6,338. And for those young people that volunteer at the library, please understand the library now has a new volunteer policy, and the schedule of volunteer work hours for any volunteer at the library is dependent upon availability of supervisors. The number of volunteers accepted is based on the amount of work and supervisory time allocated and needed. And everybody now that is volunteering for the library needs to go to the library and get a permission form and fill it out and return it back to Meeting Boy. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. This is fire, streets, and sanitation. Councilman Gonzalez.
Thank you. October fire report. Hasbrouck Heights Fire Department kicked off Fire Prevention Week, which was from October 6th to October 12th by visiting Euclid, Lincoln Elementary Schools and the Kathy Dunn School. Captain Rod Matlock scheduled the events, and he was accompanied by EMS Coordinator Elizabeth Waring, Captain of the Hook and Ladder Company, B. Kalaji, firefighters Tom and Greg Rubino, Frank Aguila, Eddie Carter Jr., Brandon Irving, and EMS member Rebecca Borkowski. Firefighter Tom Rubino talked to the children about safety, which was followed by an instructional video with Sparky the fire dog and his rabbits teaching the children to be rabbit ready and have 2 ways out. This was followed by a visit outside of the school to show the children the trucks and the ambulance, the fire apparatus and the ambulance. The kids also watched members put on their fire gear so that they could see what a firefighter looks like in their full gear. And I had an opportunity to accompany them during this because I hadn't returned to work yet. And what I thought was really great was, as you got a little higher in the grades, the kids remembered what they learned from the year before. And I thought it was also great that volunteers were standing out there in their daytime clothing so the kids could see what this person looked like before. They saw what he looked like once he had full gear on, and then got back down to his regular street clothing. So hopefully in the event, heaven forbid, somebody needs, the fire department for an emergency situation and it's dark, and they see this person coming over with air tank on, sounding like Darth Vader, they won't be scared. So I was really impressed with that whole week there. Hasbrouck Heights Fire Department was on hand for Town Day, Halloween in the park, and they'll be available for the Ragamuffin Parade on October 26th. On October 7th, the Hasbrouck Heights Fire Department was called to the scene of an accident on the boulevard involving a transit bus and a box truck. All 3 chiefs were on scene, as well as the engine company, rescue truck, both ambulances. Mutual aid ambulances from Woodridge and Moonachie were also called to the scene. That concludes the fire report. Streets and sanitation. Leaf season started October 14th, and residents may place leaves in the street, but not within 10 feet of a stormwater catch basin. Leaves may also be placed on the curb, in leaf bags in an upright container, or in an upright container. Leaves in plastic bags will not be collected. Limbs, branches, or brush must not be mixed with the leaves. They must be separately bundled and tied and put at the curb for branch collection. Please see the recycling counter. Last day to put leaves in the street is December 13th. After that date, leaves must be bagged or placed in an upright container. Leaves are removable on a non-scheduled basis during the leaf season. Repairs, stump grinder, sent to manufacturer to analyze computer problems. Loader 444D, repair hydraulic cylinders, replace accelerator assembly along with bushings and pins. The mason dump, replace transmission and cooler lines. Garbage truck 101, replace brake drums and shoe kit. Garbage truck 102, replaced hydraulic hoses. The tink claw, replaced hydraulic cylinder. The sweeper, replaced hydraulic hoses and fittings. Leaf pusher, replaced rubber edge. And one other last note, holiday pickup, garbage pickup. There will be garbage pickup on Tuesday, November 5th, which is Election Day. That's the last holiday we will pick up garbage. There will be no pickup on Veterans Day, which is November 11th, Thanksgiving Day, which is the 28th, the day after Thanksgiving, which is the 29th, and Christmas Day. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Finance, Social Services, and Welfare, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Social Services. Once again, sincere thanks go to the generous residents of Chester who continue to donate to the food pantry and keep our shelves stocked. There were 110 visitors to the food pantry from September 30th through October 21st. Thank you also goes to the dedicated volunteers who help stock and supervise the food pantry during these weeks, including Dorothy Petrulis, Elsie Sternbach, Ethel Ball, Anna Travis, Joyce and Andy, Al Kinsley, and Jeff Leidencroft. We are especially grateful for the following who provided grocery items, gift cards, or monetary donations. Corpus Christi Brownback Sunday, St. John the Divine Episcopal Church, United Methodist Women, Bible Baptist Church, Corpus Christi Knights of Columbus, Nanda Family, Isabella Britton, Nora Abraham, Susan Jaraki, Kathy Venjora, Mr. Trump, Elizabeth Kosha, Kristen Schaefer, Hasbrouck Swim Club, Villa Campa Family, Barbara G., Rosemary Smith, Judy Corbliss, Mrs. Matern, Baba Family, Aiden and Stephen Dissix, Mrs. Pertus, and Josephine McLean. Donations are accepted in the Borough Clerk's office from 9 a.m. through 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Social services. Finance. Current fund cash balance, September 30th, $1,371,133.96, and at August 31st was $4,211,481.69, which represents a decrease of $2,840,347.73. The entire balance was invested in earning approximately 0.25%. Cash receipts for the month of September totaled $730,525.95, of which $249,614.40 current taxes, $24,970.73 prior year taxes, $12,916.38 prepaid 2014 taxes, $311,108.79, $311,108.79 was for state aid, and $131,915.65 for miscellaneous revenues. Cash disbursements for the month of September total $3,570,873.68, of which $2,114,527 was for local school taxes, $568,242.31 salaries, $453,805 debt service, and $434,299.37 other expenses. Final 2013 tax bills were mailed in September, which included the fourth quarter payment, which is due November 1st, as well as the first and second quarter payments due in 2014. In addition to its usual business hours, Tax Collector's Office, located at 320 Boulevard, will be opened on Saturday, October 26th from 9 a.m. until noon for your convenience. Formulation of the 2014 budget has begun. We do not have any specific information on exactly how the budget and levy caps will be treated for next year, but we expect more information within the next few weeks. After the close of October, department heads will receive 2014 budget request forms, which are to be completed and returned to the finance officer. Finance Committee has already begun holding regular budgeting meetings and will ultimately get back to meeting every week as the deadline to introduce the budget approaches. That concludes my reports.
Thank you. Health and Land Use, Councilmember Hunter.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first report will be the Health Department submitted by Laura French. Senior Wellness Luncheon. This year's Senior Wellness Luncheon on Thursday, September 19th was a huge success. There were over 100 seniors who enjoyed a complimentary lunch donated by Care One of Wellington of Hackensack. Public Health Nurse Carol Bush spoke about senior immunization. Senior Food Program. This year, Senior Food Program was held on Tuesday, September 24th from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock noon. About 70 residents received their flu vaccine. The nurses from HARB are added a second food program for children and adults on Monday, October 14th in the Senior Center from 4 to 6 p.m. Flyers were submitted throughout all of the schools. During the third quarter of 2013, the health inspector conducted 75 food inspections, 14 spot checks, 22 grease inspections, and 27 complaints of various nature. The health department collected $12,325 in fees during the third quarter of the year and issued 1,237 dog licenses. Also, the Borough Register of Vital Statistics issued 514 certified transcripts, collecting $7,650. The department also recorded 199 non-resident deaths and 14 resident deaths. 12 marriage licenses were issued, and the health department was notified of 8 births to town residents. Blood screening program. The Board of Health hosted a blood screening program on Thursday, October the 3rd, 2013, in the Senior Center from 9 o'clock to 11 a.m. Over 40 people participated in this fall's event. Medical lab diagnostics provided 2 nurses at shingles vaccine clinic. The Board of Health, in conjunction with Dr. Bolivar from Heights Medical Center Special Pharmacy, will conduct a shingle vaccine clinic on Thursday, November 7, 2013. The clinic will be held in the Hasbrouck Senior Center located at 320 Boulevard